Hello and welcome to Kyle's Kitchen. Today I have one of my senior students helping me out in the kitchen, Dale Harden, who is ready to graduate very soon, correct?
Yes, can't wait.
And move on to?
Akron University.
Where you're going to study?
Mass media productions, or also known as communications.
Because
I love this class, so I love what I do.
You want to keep doing it, yeah, and you've been a great student here at Alliance High School, and I'm sure you'll do just as good a job at Akron University, probably even better, because you'll mature.
So, yeah.
So what we're going to do today is make something really fun that I have seen different places, and I saw the recipe then in Food Network magazine. Ours probably aren't going to look this good. I doubt that they will. In fact, I know that they won't because we made some. And they're not very pretty, but you can make them as pretty as you like. And then we're going to try that, though, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It's very simple. And there are a lot of uses for these. First of all, they're really fun for kids to make in the kitchen. Second of all, I thought, you know, if you use the right colors, you could use them for a graduation party. I mean, you know, obviously red and blue here, but we have a Jackson student in the audience. He could make them out of yellow and purple. And, you know, our Marlington kids could make them out of orange and chocolate or whatever. What we started with is just a box mix cake. This is a red velvet cake, and it's still warm. You got to do it while it's still warm. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have Dale kind of just mash it up like that, just kind of crunch it up. And once he gets that all mashed into little pieces, we're going to add 2 cups of frosting to it. Now this happens to be, I colored it pink, kind of reddish color, just to kind of mix in with that. But you can do this in any combination. The one that we're going to actually dip, those were made out of a confetti cake mixed with green icing. You could use white icing, you could use chocolate icing with chocolate cake, whatever you want to do. This is homemade icing. You could use canned icing. I just prefer this kind of icing. It is 1 part Crisco to 1 part butter, and then you just add confectioner sugar and vanilla for flavor. Confectioner sugar till you get it to the right consistency. You are doing a super job on that. Looks beautiful.
Thank you.
We could just probably eat it like that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
All right, let me get the pot holders. And I think it'll be easier. You know what? I think we're just going to do it right in the pan there. That's what I did at home when I made my first ones. All right, now you're going to start mixing in this frosting. Okay. So, Dale, you're going to live in a dorm your first year, right?
Yes.
So you won't be doing a lot of cooking, but at home, do you ever cook?
No. I mean, microwavable stuff and some ramen noodles on the stove, but that's about it.
Well, then you're ready for college, because that's what they eat.
Yep, I guess so.
But don't you think you're going to have to learn to cook a little bit in college?
That's why I watched the show and come work on the show. The German pancake last time was good.
Oh, that was excellent. Yeah, Art Garns made a German pancake. And that's something you could definitely make at school. It didn't take many ingredients.
18 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll let this cool down a minute while he's still going to be stirring it. Once it's ready to work with your hands, and we both washed our hands, we're going to make little balls out of it. And then we're going to take, now you don't have to use sticks, but I think kids think they're more fun to pick up with sticks, and there's 2 different sizes that I have here. I bought these at Serendipities at Carnation Mall. But you can make them without using sticks. I just think they're easier to dip with sticks. So once we get that done, we're going to make them into balls. We're going to put them on parchment paper or wax paper, put the sticks in them, and then we freeze them for about a half hour. And then you can dip them. But what I did with the ones that I made that we're going to practice with here, I think I left them in the freezer about an hour just to make sure they were done. Okay. Well, let's try this and see if it's consistency too. This red dye might be a disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just want to kind of, you don't want to mash them too much, because when they freeze, then they'll harden up a little bit. So we'll just work over top of each other.
Big.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. I think really they'll look prettier if we try to make them a little bit smaller. See, mine are too big too. Yeah. So are you getting ready for your graduation party?
Yeah, we're looking for places now.
Because you have a lot of friends, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, your entourage that follows you through the school.
Yeah, something like that.
So what are your other interests and hobbies outside of broadcasting?
I don't think I'm going to play football next year, but I think I'm going to try and play my sophomore year in high school.
College?
I mean college, yeah.
You going backwards?
Nah.
Okay, that'd be great, and we could watch you because it's not very far away, Akron.
But the good thing about Akron is that with your Akron Zips card, it gets you into sporting events free. So I'll be able to go to my freshman year free for all the sporting events, and that one wasn't very.
That is a nice advantage that you get in college, because otherwise most kids couldn't afford to go to all the games if they want to.
So many.
Basketball, hockey, all the sporting events.
I'm not very good at this.
Well,
mine all come out really big.
That's okay. Because you know what we're going to do with these? We're going to let your classmates eat them tomorrow. So
good.
Probably the bigger the better, they'll say. They'll like them. Okay. So what do you like about broadcasting? What do you see yourself doing when you graduate from college? Because what people don't understand that aren't in the business is there's so many different aspects you could go into.
Well, I'm hoping to get this face on TV. So that's what I want to do.
Because you like being in front of the camera.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me to get out there and maybe make myself look stupid for anything, because I'm very outgoing.
Okay. Let me wash my hands real quick. And what we're going to do is take these over to the or put the sticks in them. So you can go ahead and put sticks in them.
Oh, okay.
You can go ahead and wash your hands first.
All right.
And we're going to put the sticks in him. And his classmates will have to try these tomorrow. We might have on these maybe started a little too early when the cake was still a little bit too warm. But I don't know. They'll freeze fine, but they're just a little harder to work with. So you'd like to be in front of the camera. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about the contest that you were in this year and what you did?
Which one? The Glen Oak?
Yeah, either one.
Child abuse. Okay. Well, the child abuse one was only 30 seconds long. It had to be about a way to promote and stopping child abuse. So we used my little brother and Tyler Warner's uncle, which he's another kid in broadcast arts. He's going to Akron actually to live with me. We're hoping for. We'll find out in July. It took us about 10-15 minutes to tape for 30 seconds. So it takes a while.
You have to get a lot of footage.
Yeah, so much footage, and then we have to condense it down because it was too long.
So.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of planning. So I'm hoping that it stays this fun throughout my next 4 years, because that's what I'll be doing in Akron, I hope.
Okay. All right, well, let's move the other ones onto here so we can show them how we dip them. So these are the ones that I made earlier with confetti, funfetti, I guess it is, funfetti cake mix, and then just some green frosting. And what we're going to do is we have over here at the stove, we have some double boilers going with some frosting. And Dale, we're going to come over here and dip these. And you know, you might want to use the spatula too.
Okay.
And we're just going to coat them. We've got some blue, we've got some white chocolate. And again, I got these chocolates.
You cover them all the way?
You want to cover them all the way. And then while the frosting is still on them, you can dip them in little candies. Now that's an aviator looking one, right? Yeah. Aviator colors. So you want to do that in this one, and then we'll get something else. We could probably bring those pots over here. In fact, I think that's what we'll do. And that way the viewers can see them a little bit better. Just watch the hot water underneath it, and then we can set it right here. Good.
I think I'll do the blue.
And then here, what we have some sprinkles, Toy Story sprinkles, some colored sugar, some just springtime sprinkles, some nuts. You could use chocolate chips. You could take, you know, that kind of icing that you squirt on and decorate them. You know, it's really whatever you'd like to do. But it is easier to use a double boiler. I did this chocolate in the microwave, and it's not going to go on as well. But if you don't have a double boiler, you can always make one up too. Just use a bigger pot with a smaller pot. But it does keep your chocolate nice and smooth the whole time. But for our purposes, that's what we're doing today. Wow, this is going to be really chocolatey.
Yeah.
Now, do you think this is something your little brother would like to help with at home?
I don't think they would make it to be done. I think he would eat it all because he does nothing but eat. So I don't think they'd make it to be
That
done.
wouldn't work?
I think he would. Yeah, I think he would just lick it. He'd lick the icing off and eat all the sprinkles because that just sounds like him.
Okay. So anyway, that's it. We're going to keep working here, but we thank you for joining us today. And if you like this recipe, it'll be on the website. Again, it's just a cake mix. And while it's still warm, you mix it with 2 cups of frosting. And then you get some chocolate to melt, and you dip your cake balls in that, and then use whatever toppings that you'd like to make them fancy. So thanks for watching us today, and stay tuned for more Kyle's Kitchen.